Hello and welcome back to another episode of Injustice For All MMA. My name is David. This is the show where if there were any wrong decisions made in the card, 260 Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou, then I'm here to rectify all bad decisions. But thankfully and luckily, the fight was mostly finishes and mostly subs. So there weren't that many. In fact, there was only one injustice in my eye, or 1.5 injustice. But this is the show where I basically just discuss how my scorecard is different from the judges' scorecards. And essentially just break it down. This will be a quick episode because there were only 2 fights that really had a slight differences between my scorecards and the judges' scorecards. So for the first injustice, this one's a split decision. This one was a Bukauskas versus Oleksiejcuk. And the reason why it's kind of an injustice but not really an injustice is because I guess it came down to what you interpreted was how the fight went, or how you look at the fight. Essentially everyone's I'll read out the scorecards. So for this fight, Tony Weeks had it 29-28, Oleksiejcuk. Ron McCarthy had it 29-28, Oleksiejcuk. And Eric Colon had it 29-28, Bukauskas. Now, I also had it 29-28, Bukauskas, but it apparently came down to 2 judges thinking that Oleksiejczuk's pressure is what ultimately won him the fight. And while I understand that reasoning, I disagree mostly because in round 2, well, hold on. Let me take a back seat. So, Eric Colon's scorecard is a little weird because the Tony Weeks and Ron McCarthy have a scorecard that has 10-9 for Oleksiejcuk, right? And that is also my card too. I think the reasoning for that is he had, I believe, let me see this real quick. He had the harder strikes. And Bukauskas was kind of flustered in that, even though Oleksiejcuk got caught in the round. But it was plain as day that Oleksiejcuk won that first round. But I could see how Bukauskas was given the round, maybe because of him hurting Oleksiejcuk. But to me, I thought Oleksiejcuk won the first round. Eric Colon disagrees, but the thing is, you know what? I probably should have put this on honorable mentions. Now that I think about it, but it doesn't matter. It's an honorable mention and an injustice because Eric Colon's scorecard is a little weird. It's, to me, I believe he scored the first round incorrectly, but he got the winner right. To me, because my scorecard is exactly the same as his, except we just switched the first and the third round. But here's the biggest beef. Okay, I think I'm rambling a bit too much, but the biggest beef is that they had Oleksiejcuk winning the third round, Ron McCarthy and Tony Weeks did. And what has me off on that is the pressure. Yes, he pressured him throughout the entire fight, especially the third round. But in the third round, Bukauskas landed much more shots, and effectively, more shots and more effective shots than Oleksiejcuk did. And to me, I think that won him the round. I think this is an injustice. Obviously, it's a split D, so I can't whine too much about it. Because you get two judges that just see it differently than the other judge. But I think Bukauskas landed much more shots than Oleksiejcuk. And you can argue that it's essentially just the first round all over again, minus Oleksiejcuk getting really hurt or getting noticeably hurt in the first round. So that's the first injustice. And now we go straight to the honorable mentions. And this is what I really wanted to talk about. This by far is what I really wanted to talk about. So in this fight, this is Jillian Roberts versus Miranda Maverick. And obviously, everyone's scorecard is roughly the same. Saul D'Amato had a 30-27. Eric Colon, again, another weird scorecard by Eric Colon, had 29-28. And Mike Bell also had it 30-27. Now, this is where it's a little funny now. So, this isn't me shitting on Eric Colon, but it kind of is. Now, the reason why, objectively speaking, we think Eric Colon gave Jillian Robertson the second is because of the two takedowns. Now, this goes back to my favorite fight, my new favorite fight. Oh my God, my new favorite fight. Kunitskaya versus Viera. Now, everyone knows that in that fight, the judges basically interpreted, and rightfully so, that, and a couple of fights ago too also, right? McKenna versus the other girl, I can't remember, but that if you take somebody down, you have to deliver ground and pound. Searching for subs is not winning the round, no matter what. No matter what. Now, I want to put an asterisk on the no matter what, because I feel as though in that Kunitskaya fight, and even in this fight, at the very end of that second, Miranda just jumps on her and finishes the round well, just like Kunitskaya did. I think that if the round ended kind of, meh, or if Kunitskaya didn't jump on Viera and deliver that crazy elbow that made her bleed, I don't think she wins the fight. But the same for Miranda, where I don't think the other two judges go, yep, that's her round, because even while Robertson is searching for subs, she lands 0 ground and pound. I mean, the entire time I'm watching it, there's a first takedown, then a second takedown, and she's just searching for subs. It tries to get her, but the entire time I'm just watching, and there's no ground and pound. In fact, the only person giving ground and pound, just like Kunitskaya, was Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick is hitting her. Now, obviously, realistically speaking, she's trying to get away from the sub. So is it hurting Robertson? Probably not, but that's irrelevant because she's scoring. And for that reason, the honorable mention for the bad round scored is that 10-9 given to Jillian Roberts by Eric Colon in the second. There's no need for that. It's a bad scorecard. It's a bad scorecard. It's not a 29-28. The other two judges, Saul D'Amato and Mike Bill, had it correctly. My scorecard reflected the same, 30-27. I just love referencing that round or that fight. Anytime I see something, a scorecard or just a fight that reflects the Kunitskaya versus Viera fight, I'm going to glow, because I just love how the judges now appreciate that you can't just not lay on somebody, but just hold somebody and do practically nothing and expect to get the round. That's just preposterous. But anyways, thank you for listening, and till next time.